of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, it's going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Let's get set.
Play action. It's Burrow. Got a man. It's Brown.
And he'll get it down to the play to the 37.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
And they go play action now. Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2.
Here's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. 7 yards there and a first down.
A 7-yard gain. That's another Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. This will be caught by Brown. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Chart the motion man right. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
From the right hash, this from 44 yards out.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. Has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And they string that play out nicely. He stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, second down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Rodgers.
A short one there to Farbu.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first.
Now run straight ahead to Warren. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
12 more yards there and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Now Rodgers.
That's caught right side. It's Warren.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line.
They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And Wilson with it, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
Now Rodgers going to shift him around. On the give, it's Warren.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Here's Rodgers. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. Now he's free at the 35. T. Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And they'll come out with a 3-tight-end look on the first play of the drive. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Gun.
Burrow looking to pass. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
11, Thomas.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Now it's Burrow. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Anytime they think they've got him open beyond the markers, you know they're going to throw it his way. And that's not going to change even after that incompletion was forced.
McPherson for the Bengals field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say we should.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you want to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. A short one there to Fryermuth. But he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
8 yards on
think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A handoff for Warren. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down. Now a 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles at key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
On the run, it's Warren. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
Now a run with Warren. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jalen Warren, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers get a bit closer.
Well, this had not been the greatest of first halves to this point. They've been pretty well dominated in all phases of the game, so this was an important drive just to show they can move the football and finish. And now they're on the board here on the touchdown run.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he's an early front runner for MVP in the NFL here in the first half of the season. As you can see, he's a league leader in passing yards at this stage of the game. Throw left side complete to Chase.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
At the 34-yard
Burrow throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Brown.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice short tackle.
And he's going to have the Bengals first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
First down.
Here we go.
First and 10.
An inside give, Brown. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
It'll go as a gain of 4. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And it is caught. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Had the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
On one, ready?
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
Here we go. 11.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Sharp's got it left side. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Evan McPherson on for the field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing is Rodgers. Here's Freiermuth again. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Here's Warren. And he will have a Steelers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. It's DJ Turner who's got it. And the Bengals are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
This is Fant on the short completion. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's Burrow. Over the middle, long in by Sharp. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Here we go.
They go play action with Burrow. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night prime time, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards... unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Oh, good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
At the 47-yard line.
Now Rodgers. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Steelers first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Rodgers to throw once more. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase set to take over once more. And as we move deeper into the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a weekly basis. As you see here, he's the NFL's leader in receptions to this point of the year.
11 mighty.
Now it's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
A gain of 5.
Here we go.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
This is Brown going up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And this one into the hands of DJ Sharp. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For a Bengals
Get set.
first down.
Down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Let's hot.
1st and 10, here's Brown. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter.
They'll run it. Warren.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he takes a shot on the release, so this will be incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on third downs, and it's costing them.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
So a big play there on 4th, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. A short one there to Fryermuth.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards there on the play as that'll lead to a 2nd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Warren.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here's Rodgers. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jalen Warren.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together.
11 empty tank.
Burrow will throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I would describe the way that he's played today as mature. He's already moved on mentally from that incompletion, and he's more than ready to throw his next pass downfield.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's
Here we go.
8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
12.
Burrow Looking to pass. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Cole Holcomb proving too much there for the offensive line. He gets the sack.
Like how they started the third quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Now on fourth down on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Pressure comes and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, first and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Wide 80.
Now it's Burrow. That was short one to Gesicki. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Back now in Cincinnati, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Rodgers now to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And they hit him as he throws as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
12.
They'll start out here with the option left. And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
11 empty.
Play action. It's Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's
Here we go.
3rd and 7.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And open left side, it's his running back with it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Up the middle they go. Warren. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Rodgers going to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he backs it away and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dab. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Here's Burrow. Over the middle, hold in by Sharp. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
11. Hey, can.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. He's got it with the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. DJ Chark, 66 yards. And the Bengals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Looking to put a drive together. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
DK Metcalf, 75 yards. And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps out for this upcoming series.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation, the catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in big ways.
He wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
At the 35-yard line.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
He was brought down
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss.
30-yard line.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Derek Harmon in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
Here we go.
Now back to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give him a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Ward fighting his way through contact. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
73 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now it's Rodgers.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. Throwing is Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
To throw is Rodgers.
He's going up top for Wilson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 0-0. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Rodgers again now. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And almost but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
9-yard gain on the play. It's now 4th down and 1.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up for 1st and goal.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Warren, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season.
And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, good move.
So that last kickoff, just a mere formality, obviously, Charles, wrapping up a game that they should be